Your brain isn't broken. Your mind isn't a problem to be fixed. But if that's true, why does the world make you feel like you are? And why is being different treated like a diagnosis instead of a strength? Neurodivergence isn't a flaw, it's diversity. It's time we stop forcing unique minds to fit into outdated molds and start celebrating the brilliance that comes from thinking differently. Alright, let's talk neurodivergence. Because odds are, you or someone you know falls into this category. Neurodivergence is just a fancy way of saying, hey, not all brains are wired the same. And that's actually a good thing. It includes autism, ADHD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, and other neurological differences. But here's the problem. For way too long, psychology has been obsessed with labeling these differences as disorders. Like your brain came with a factory defect. Society has spent years trying to fix neurodivergent minds instead of realizing they're not broken in the first place. And sure, being neurodivergent can come with challenges. Sensory overload, executive dysfunction, social exhaustion. But guess what? Most of those struggles come from trying to function in a world that wasn't designed for you. Imagine if everyone suddenly had to live by the rules of an octopus society. 8 arms, constant camouflage, and mandatory ink-squirting defense tactics. You'd struggle too. The same way neurodivergent folks do when forced to mask their traits just to fit in. And that masking, it's exhausting. It's like being in a never-ending job interview for a job you don't even want. The stress, the anxiety, the burnout. It's no surprise that neurodivergent individuals are more likely to experience depression and other mental health struggles. Not because neurodivergence itself causes these issues, but because society treats it like a glitch instead of a feature. But here's the twist. Neurodivergence isn't just about struggles. It's also about strengths. Deep focus, insane pattern recognition, unmatched creativity, problem-solving skills that make Sherlock Holmes look like a toddler playing with Legos. These are the superpowers neurodivergent brains bring to the table. An autistic mind might see patterns and connections others miss. Someone with ADHD might thrive in chaotic, fast-paced environments where their energy and adaptability shine. The real problem isn't neurodivergence, it's the rigid systems that refuse to adapt to different ways of thinking. Schools, workplaces, mental health services. They're often designed with neurotypical brains in mind, which means neurodivergent people have to work twice as hard just to function. Therapy, for example, is often based on neurotypical thought patterns, making it less effective for neurodivergent clients unless tailored to their needs. And don't even get me started on stigma. People still believe outdated myths, like autistic people don't have empathy, or ADHD is just being lazy. Spoiler alert, those are both wildly inaccurate. The real solution? Understanding accommodations and a shift in perspective. Neurodivergence isn't a bug in the system, it's a different operating system altogether. And if we start valuing these differences instead of treating them like errors, we might just create a world where everyone, neurodivergent or not, gets to thrive. I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. What's one neurodivergent strength that often gets overlooked? You can support us by subscribing if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.